G'day folks, I'm Wren, they, them, and today we're going to see if I actually read the books I say I'm going to read. So I have been thinking the past couple of days about the end of the year book tag, and I was like, do I do that? Genuinely could not remember if that was a thing I have done in the past or if I wanted to do it. And then I scrolled through my videos and I was like, oh, I kind of did it last year. I don't know if I did a tag, but I do have a video called 10 must-read books, end of the year TBR 2023. I don't know what any of those books are. So I thought, why don't we watch it together and see if I have read any of those must-read books. Okay, so sorry, I just turned on my light because I'm filming this at 7 o'clock at night. I have my YouTube up on my laptop and I found the video, so let's just play it, right? I'm clicking on. Let's... Hey folks, Wren here, and it is time for my end of the year TBR. Oh, little chopper. Oh, my hair was so short. But I know that at least the first one I didn't read, but I'm planning on reading it in September, so... I would love to know what that book is and if I actually read it. See if I actually complete this TBR, but... That's what we're doing now. So, first up is Well Travelled by Jen DeLuca. So... Well Travelled by Jen DeLuca. Well, I didn't read it in 2023, that's for sure. I'm actually currently reading this. That's what makes it so funny. I think I'm like 80 pages into it, and I do plan to finish it by the end of 2024. So there's that. Definitely didn't do it in 2023 though, so... Whoops. The next book is Network Effect by Martha Wells, which is the... Awesome. I have read Network Effect. I don't know if it was in 2023. It was not in 2023. It was not. It was this year though. I read Network Effect, and then System Collapse, I believe, is the next one after that. Yay me for that one. Let's see how we go. Also, a hilarious face that I paused on. Book 3 is kind of 3 and 4 and 5 in a way. But that is Death Note by Sugumi Oba. This is volume 4. When I say I'm putting this on the end of the year TBR, I mean completing the series. Oh so no. Bad choices. I haven't read a single one of those this year. I have kind of gone off the Death Note series. I really enjoyed the first one. I thought that was really interesting. And then ever since then, I have not cared for any of them. Which is sad because I wanted to love it so much, but it kind of bores me. And we don't get enough of the Shinigami for my liking. Yeah, definitely didn't read that. I honestly don't know if I'm going to read that by the end of this year either. Like, it would be nice to finish it and then I can just like get rid of it. But the thought of picking them up again is exhausting. They take so much brain power to read. Like, there's so much text on each page. And I'm like, this is a manga. It should not be that text heavy. I probably would have loved this as a teenager. I will say that. 30-year-old me, less so. Next up is another one that has several books, and that is Del Toro Quest by Emily Rodda. As of right now, I've only read the first 2 in this series. I am planning on reading the 3rd one. Hell yes. Perfect timing. I didn't finish this in 2023, I'm gonna be honest. I just finished the 8th Del Toro book last week, maybe? So awesome that I had this on this list and I did it. But that's so awesome that I am able to count one as read. Yes. Del Toro Quest is I would say like a very classic, like quintessential middle grade fantasy series. It's so good. There's these like little puzzles in each book on, you know, how to solve something to then get the prize. It's really great. It's such a fun time. I think I gave most of these books like a 4 or a high 3-star. Nothing was ever like a 5-star for me, but I did thoroughly enjoy the series. So much so that I am now watching the like anime of it. Book number 5 is Slave to Sensation by Nalini Singh, which is the first in the Side Changeling series. I want to read this because this is one of Kirsty's favourite series, or her favourite series just in general, and like I adore Kirsty. If she loves it... Oh, that's so cute, saying that I adore Kirsty and this was made a year ago. Wow, can I see what the actual date was? September. Oh yeah, so we weren't even going out yet. That's so cute. Now I'm like blushing. I have tried to read this several times, and it's not that I have not been enjoying it. I really have. But I think the problem with me with this book in this series is that when I first tried to read this book, I was like simultaneously also trying to read The Longing of Lone Wolves. And so every time I try and think about Slave to Sensation, my brain thinks of the plot of Longing of Lone Wolves, and they just get so intermixed that I can't do it. But I have tried to read this a few times. I have really enjoyed what I have read. I've found it very interesting, but I think what I need to do is I need to read and then finish The Longing of Lone Wolves first, so I can just like, I don't know, get that one like out of my system, because I also think I'm really gonna love that one. And then once I've read that and then taken maybe like a little bit of a break, then I think I can start Slave to Sensation, and I think I'm really gonna like it. The writing seemed like kind of fast-paced, and I was like really into it, and like I read a decent amount for me because I was reading it physically, and that's not always a good time for me. But I was reading this like pretty quickly, so like I think I could do it. I just, yeah, there need to be a few steps before I get to this one. Okay, book number 6 is probably one that I put on last year's end of the year TBR. Not gonna lie, it's probably on there. And that is The Crown of Silver Bones by Jennifer Armentrout, which is the third book in the... Oh no. Okay, so very clearly I have not read that one. It is still like one of my most like thought about books, because I see it on my shelves and I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to get back into that series, because I loved the first 2 books. I flew through them so quickly, and then for some reason just the third one has been such a struggle to get to. For some reason it feels like the third book is the most intimidating out of all of them. I love that world. I love just everything about it. In all honesty, I had such a good time, and I want to catch up, and I want to read the sequel series. Like I just have to do it. So someone help me, please, to finally read this book. Next up is Clanland's Almanac by Sam Keelan and Graham McTavish. I love these two. They're the best. So this is a non-fiction. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Once again, I have not read this book. Oh, so unfortunate. Damn. Because like all of these books that I haven't read, there's still ones that I really want to. Why haven't I? Like, that's so upsetting. And I know that I wanted to read Clanlands before I went to Scotland, and I went to Scotland in January, so that didn't happen. And then I was like, oh, I can just like read it afterwards and be like, oh yeah, cool, like reliving that Scottish moment. I really do want to read this. I had so much fun with the first Clanlands. Oh my god, I think there's a 3rd book out by now. And there's a new TV show. I have a lot of catching up to do. I'd like to go back to the part where I was actually reading the books. I've got 3 left. Let's hope I've read these 3. Next up is another non-fiction, and that is BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural: 101 True Tales of Hauntings, Demons, and the Paranormal by Ryan Bergara and Shane Madej. Yeah, I haven't read this either. And now I have reservations about if I do want to read this, because there was the whole thing that Watcher did, where they were like, hey, our content, you're gonna have to pay for it now. And everyone was like, what? So there's been like some, not controversy, but I don't know, it just feels a little, I don't know, I'm not as excited anymore because the boys let me down. They did. They let me down. But like, I guess I would still read this because Unsolved was such a like comfort for me, and like I think it still is. It's just, it's lost a bit of the enjoyment now. It wasn't fun, but I would still, I guess, like to read this. But I honestly don't see myself picking it up anytime soon. And I think I need to like distance myself from Watcher for a while before I'm able to enjoy that book and that content again. And the last two on my list are graphic novel, comic, manga, that. You better have read it then. So the first one is Night, Volume 1 by
yes.
Martin Copping, Stephen Koch, Yes. Okay, it took me a second there to remember if I had read this or not, but I have. So I got this from Kickstarter. I think Volume 2 has come out now. I don't know if I purchased it though. I will say I did enjoy this. It was fun, and I really liked the art style. That was cool. There was Mothman, which is honestly what drew me in and why I wanted to read this, but I guess it wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting more like paranormal hunting, creature hunting, stuff like that. I don't know, it just didn't have the vibe that I thought it would. Again, I don't know really what I was expecting with this, but I did read it, I did enjoy it, I would recommend it to people. It was a good time, it just wasn't what I was expecting. I don't think I'm going to continue with that series, but it was a good time. And the last one is a manga that I have wanted to read for a really long time. Better read it. I finally bought it so I can read it and hopefully love it, because apparently I'm gonna love it. And that is Levius by Haruki. I heard about from Gemma from Bookish Candles. Oh, Gemma already knows this. I still haven't read it. I should have known. I should have known. Levius is always on like a goal TBR for me. I should have known. That's so frustrating. Honestly, I think I will enjoy this, and I think I just keep putting it off because it's a bit of a chunker, and like I just can't get over the first like 2 pages where it's in color. Oh, they're stunning, absolutely stunning, and because they're so stunning, I'm like upset that the whole manga isn't in color, but so pretty. But yeah, I do need to read this one day. It's most likely going to be on this apparent 2025 TBR that I'm starting, because I need to read it and I want to read it. I just wish it wasn't so large. And that was, yeah, that was the last one. For those keeping score, that is 7 books that I did not read and 3 that I did. Those stats aren't great. All of those 7 books that I haven't read, I do want to read still. So that's at least something. I'm not going to finish them in 2024, that's for sure. Like, none of them are what I'm currently in the mood for. Maybe I'll get to them in 2025. I'm just going to try and not put these books on any more TBRs. Even though I just said there was going to be a 2025 TBR. That 2025 TBR is just like vaguely in my head. That's going to be it. Thank you for watching. Let me know how your goals are going, because clearly mine are not going well, and I'm already thinking about my 2025 goals. So maybe I need to have another look at what I want to get out of 2025 and make them a little more accessible, because clearly this just wasn't it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.